Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Monday, August 22nd. And if you are a careful listener of the program, you know it is not Monday, August 22nd as I record this because we're on vacation. And so Mark has done an amazing job of keeping us focused on putting together as many podcasts as we can, getting them in the can so we can take vacation. Though Mark and I both recognize that what are we actually taking off in August, Mark? How many weeks? 2 or 3?
2 or 3? I thought the question was 3 or 4.
Oh, is it 3 or 4? I'm sorry. Which is it? I don't know. I didn't remember what we decided on.
We're going to shoot for 4-ish, but we'll compromise at 3 if we have to.
Right. We know we can get 3 weeks done in advance. Let's see what's happening in the state of the world. As I record this today, taking a deep breath. I'm going out of the country tonight as I record this, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm also excited because one of the things I love is when we have somebody who has been on the program, but then says, I want to come back on. It's like, where are they now? Do you remember that series? Which I can't remember. Yeah, it was great. Like, what happened to that person who was on that sitcom, or what happened? So where are they now? The Jill on Money listeners who came on the air with us, what has happened to them? So today we have Gabe, who's on the line from Philadelphia. And Gabe, you joined us in the before times in January of 2020, right?
Yeah, before we knew what was about to happen.
Unbelievable, right? And what brought you on the air in January of 2020?
I think back then I was trying to figure out what to do with kids' college funds that hadn't started yet, vacation funding, try to get ordinary budgeting, see if I was on track for retirement. But, that wasn't the majority of the focus.
I also think Gabe was like so focused on saving that they weren't really taking a lot of time to enjoy their lives. And you basically said, look, live your life, have some fun along the way.
Yeah, wasn't I right? You should have lived your life and had some fun in January and February. You had no idea what was going to happen in March. So you probably didn't have a lot of fun for like 18 months. So how'd you do during the pandemic? Did you keep your job?
Well, I did switch jobs. We did go on vacation a couple of times, so that did happen. I did switch jobs recently, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with this old 401k and how to maneuver a new 401k as well.
Okay, great. So, Gabe, first of all, you're married, right?
Correct.
How old are you?
Mid-30s.
And how old is your spouse?
35 as well.
And you said 2 kids, right?
Correct.
How old are they?
8 and 3.
And you switched jobs. How much are you earning now?
Roughly $220 bonus included.
Nice. Is your wife working outside of the home?
Yes, she is. So,
and how much did she make?
So they are going through sort of rejiggering all their funding right now. Mm-hmm. And by the end of this summer, she should be roughly making 90-ish.
Okay. Is she working for a nonprofit or a for-profit?
No, she government, so state.
Okay, state government. Okay, got it. So right now, your current 401k, have you signed up already or not yet?
Not the new one. I have the old one. The old one lost a lot of value. It's roughly like 130. The new one, I'm in this transition period where I still have time to sign up for it. Mm-hmm. So I haven't yet signed up because I wasn't sure if I should do pre or post tax.
Your wife in the state government, does she contribute to retirement?
So she contributes to a 457 and also has a pension as well.
Remind me about the pension, because I love pensions.
The pension, I believe, when she finishes, it's like the last 3 years and 50% of her salary then. So, we estimate like probably 45 to 50.
That's awesome. And how much is in her 457 plan right now?
40K, because, the market's also down.
As we speak.
Yeah.
By the time this airs, it could be back very strong. Who knows? Gabe, when you switched jobs, did you get a bump up in salary?
Yeah, it was a significant bump. It was roughly 75% of a bump. So
wow.
That's why I left my pension behind. I didn't leave it behind. I still have it. It's vested. It's at roughly $15,000 a year if I did a single life.
It's something, right? So it's not bad. How about money in the bank right now?
8.5 months of emergency currently, and that's adjusted for the new salary, not the old one. And no debts outside of the house. It's roughly like 225, 3.5%. Probably getting a new car next month because it's necessary. The old car's like 15 years old, so we need to get a new one.
How much is the house worth?
Last I checked, about 405.
And you're happy there? Like you're going to stick around?
Oh yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Great school district, and wife was like, we're not selling how to buy high.
No kidding. We are staying where we are. We are in love with our mortgage. Any money outside in other retirement accounts?
No, I do dabble in a little bit of crypto, but that not anything significant that really attributes as like play money. Nothing
Hmm.
in a brokerage really. So
Hmm.
it's mainly just the retirements.
And for your wife, considering that she's a state employee, does that mean your kids get a break if they go to state college?
That one I am not entirely sure about.
Hmm.
We do have 20K in the 529. I haven't looked into that. That's actually pretty interesting. I have
Yeah.
never looked into that.
Sometimes I'm pretty interesting. Sometimes I'm very interesting. I'll just take pretty for the time being. You might want to check that out. I don't know. It's really depends. Every state, every municipality has different rules, but sometimes if you're a state employee, you do get a little break. We'll see. Let's not count on it for now. You have this new cash flow, right? You've got a lot of money that is flowing through. What was your game plan? Were you going to max out your 401k?
So prior to this, I'd never maxed out. So my game plan is to definitely max it out. So to the 25 limit, it's just like, do you do it pre or do you do it post? I don't know
So
what to
yeah,
prefer.
it's 20,500 is the limit. So right now you guys are in the 24% tax bracket. That's your top bracket. Do you anticipate the salaries going for your salary going higher? In other words, is there a potential that instead of being at 220, you're at 3 something going forward?
I don't anticipate that in the next year or so, but
Hmm.
5 or 10 years down the line, I think that 300 probably like realistic for sure.
Mark, they're in the 24% top bracket right now. You think they should do the Roth for his 401k?
100%, yeah, especially given his age.
Yeah, I think so too. So what you're going to do is you're going to max out your 401k. You're going to use the Roth 401k. Do you know where the plan is held? The new plan?
The new plan, I believe, is Mass Mutual. The old plan is Fidelity.
So you're going to have to send me those Mass Mutual, the choices. We don't want you to roll over your old 401k. Can you keep it where it is? They're not forcing you to push it out, are they?
They are not.
Okay, keep it there. Just keep it there. Don't change a thing. Keep your old 401k there. But I want to see those choices in the Mass Mutual plan because there are probably some decent choices within the Mass Mutual menu, but of the options you have, which are the cheapest and most effective? Because even in those Mass Mutual plans, sometimes, Mark, when you choose a index fund, the fund cost is like 0.5%, even though it's an index fund, just because it's inside of, say, an annuity contract. So, let's figure out what are the right choices in there. But the most important thing to do is leave your old Fidelity 401. You don't even have to roll it over. Just keep it as a 401k.
All right, that's where I was like really concerned on what to do with that one specifically.
No, we're not going to do a thing with that. So now, if we have money going into your Roth 401k, we presumably will have some extra money to throw into the 529 plans, right?
So state limit you can write off about 10K a year. So that's what I've been doing for like the last couple of years, and I plan it every single year
But
at the
you can put
beginning.
more than that in. It's just you get the state income tax deduction up to
Correct.
10. So, Mark, how much more of their money do you want him to put into the 529 versus, say, going up to emergency reserve with 12 months or something? What do you think?
For each kid on an annual basis, if you can get in around $10,000, that would be my goal. That would probably get you to where you want to be. Unless of course, you find out you get some, like Jill said, some big in-state tuition discount because of your wife's job. So find that out first.
Yeah. So first, let's find that out. If not, then what I want you to do is, you're right now you're doing 5 each for the kids. Do 10 each for the kids, and the rest of the money. What I would suggest is, I mean, I would beef up that emergency reserve fund a little bit more and just go to, more like a year. And then once that's done, then I think you're going to be in great shape. This will be very fast because you're making so much more money. Then you're going to open, instead of a crypto dabbling account, you're going to open up a brokerage account and it's going to be great. How much is your wife contributing to her 457, by the way?
Only roughly like 5, 6 thousand a year. That I was gonna bump up as well, just because of all the changes. So it was just something on the side as a set for the pension.
What do you think, Mark? Do you want to use the 457 traditional? It's traditional, not a Roth, right?
Correct.
Do you want to use the traditional or do you want them to beef up and do a brokerage?
I think I would probably go the brokerage route, to be honest with you.
Me too. I'd like you to have some non-retirement assets. I think your retirement's going to be pretty good because if you think about it this way, at the very least, you're probably going to have 60 grand a year in combined pensions, right? Will your wife be entitled to Social Security?
My understanding is yes, and medical as well. So we'll be covered on medical on her side.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're pretty good. I think you're going to end up having like 9 grand a month, 10 grand a month coming in between pension and Social Security. So what we want to make sure is that you beef up your non-retirement account so that between the time you retire, which who knows when, I don't know, maybe it's 60, maybe it's 62, and the time you claim Social Security, at least 67, maybe 70, maybe 72, you have money to live on and you don't have to worry about it. I like that as an idea.
We did a calculation and we're in the range of like 12 and a half to 13K a month in terms of a projection. Yeah, that or a projection when we did it on the Fidelity website.
That's great. I mean, and so think about it. If you have 60 grand in pension, let's say 30 in Social Security for you, maybe it'll be 20 for her. And now you're right in there. You got your 12 grand, 13 grand a month. Now, the only thing that we haven't accounted for is that do each of your pensions have cost of living adjustments embedded in them?
That's something to look into.
Yeah, let's find that out. But I mean, you'll have enough money. We just want you to sock away money. You'll have money in the Roth. You'll have money in traditional, and then you're also going to have a brokerage account. So I think those are your priorities. I feel like this is like a very good story, Gabe. You've kind of cranked, and you've had a really good 2.5 year period where you got through the pandemic. You went on a few vacations. Have you gotten used to it? Does it feel good for you right now?
I mean, we're not worried at the moment. I think, we're just trying to make sure that everyone's settled and set.
Exactly. So I think that what's most important now is let's get some answers, find out about the state school, find out about the cost of living adjustment on the pensions. Next part is use the Roth option at work. You're going to send us your options for investment choices in your new Roth 401k. Keep the old 401k at Fidelity. Your wife can keep putting that 5 or 6 grand a year into the 457. You'll add another $10,000 a year. So you're going to do $10,000 each for the 529, presuming that you get no benefit from the state. If there is a benefit, we can rerun that as a kind of a goal for you. And then let's open up a brokerage account. Just do it at Fidelity. It'll be super easy for you. And no more crypto dabbling, I guess. What's your crypto worth right now?
Well, some of it is held up, so who knows what it's really worth.
Oh my God. You're in one of those places. Jeez.
A quick question. With the no rolling over the 401k, and if you're opening a brokerage on Fidelity, is there any way to link the two, or just they have to remain separate because of the tax penalty?
Well, they have to be separate accounts, but Fidelity will let you look at them from the same screen usually.
The 529s are there too, so that's where.
So that they should. I think that you'll be able to do that. I mean, most Fidelity accounts can link through, even if it's an old 401k, and you're comfortable managing the money, right?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 7 years, like really extensively. So I think this is just really helpful to get this information from you. So I appreciate it.
Great. I'm glad you gave us a holler back and let us know how we can help and get some answers to those questions, and we'll wrap up with you. Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, if you, like Gabe, want to give us an update, or maybe you just have changed jobs, there's new benefits, maybe there's a new 401k, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. We'll have to see. Let us know. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and of course, let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. Mark does everything else. And while you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It is free. It comes out every Friday. Mark does an amazing job with that. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, leave us a rating and review on Apple, and do me a favor, lift someone up today. It will make that person feel good. It's going to make you feel good too. Grit, growth, grace. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.